Angola's Supreme Court has ordered what it calls the preventive seizure of assets worth around $1 billion held by Isabel dos Santos, the daughter of the Southern African country's former president. The order comes after global police agency Interpol issued a red notice for dos Santos last month, asking global law enforcement authorities to locate and provisionally arrest her. Dos Santos' father, Jose Eduardo dos Santos, ruled Angola for nearly 4 decades until 2017 and died in July 2022. Dos Santos, who has repeatedly denied wrongdoing, has faced corruption accusations for years, including allegations by Angola in 2020 that she and her husband had steered $1 billion in state funds to companies in which they held stakes during her father's presidency, including from oil giant Sonangol. Now, for more perspective on this corruption case, I'm joined live via Skype from Luanda, Angola, by Florindo Chivucute, an Angolan political analyst and executive director of Friends of Angola, NGO. Florindo, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
So how far can the court in Angola go with dos Santos' case of corruption without any political interference or anything else?
Well, I mean, it's almost impossible. Unfortunately, the executive power has great influence on the judicial power. So I think to the large extent that this will be really a political more than judicial decision per se.
Right. Has Isabel responded to these accusations yet?
No, not from what I know. Last time I checked, she hasn't responded yet. I'm sure she will be responding very soon. She's really good in getting back to whenever there's issues like the Interpol arrest warranty that the Attorney General issued very recently.
Now, recently, and I think it was last year when the Biden administration issued sanctions against Isabel dos Santos and 2 other top generals in Angola. What is the impact of these sanctions as far as you know?
Well, I mean, it's for the first time in Angolan history, we have individuals being sanctioned due to a corruption. So they have had a tremendous impact thus far. Isabel dos Santos lost her shares on Unitel, the telecommunication company in Angola. General Dino, one of the most powerful generals in Angola, both of them Dino Kupelipa. Dino has to sell shares in Unitel, again, the same very telecom company in Angola, the private company, and on the private bank. And for General Kupelipa, we're still yet to see what kind of partnership he have and what he has to get to sell due to these sanctions that was imposed by the Biden administration December of last year.
Chivucute, what is the reaction of the general public? We have seen in the past a lot of protest about this corruption case because it started way back. And what are they saying right now about this latest development from Interpol?
Well, I mean, so there is depends who you ask. There are folks who believe that this is definitely a good sign that the Angolan president is going after one of the main individuals who embezzled billions of dollars public funds for their own for their benefit, and so that's the beginning. And some believe that, well, it's just President Lorenzo has been selective. So they asking why the President Lorenzo is going after Isabel dos Santos, for instance. He's not going after those 2 generals, including the former Vice President of Angola, Mr. Manuel Vicente, who probably have stolen equal or more than Isabel dos Santos.
Chivucute, thank you so much for your perspective. We'll follow up with you to see what happens if indeed Isabel goes to court to answer these charges. Florindo Chivucute is an Angolan political analyst and executive director of Friends of Angola, NGO.